Let me bang.
I do let you bang. Hey,
let me bang you, Caleb, man.
I let you bang. I let you bang.
Greetings, marriage and virgins.
Go for Jesus. No forget Jesus, people.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time once again for your favorite mixed martial arts podcast. Recording out of Los Angeles, California, it's MMA Roasted with Adam Hunter.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that?
But no, I go online and people say to tell me I'm like skinny fat, which is like how would you even know? How would you even know that I'm skinny fat? You know, like
my videos is obviously that I got a belly. It sucks, dude.
it happens, bro. I love it when people in like their 20s are like, "Oh, you got a receding hairline," or "Man, or you got a or you belly." I'm like, I'm 46 years old. Like, I want to see you when you're 46, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not gonna wait 25 years to fucking prove myself right. Like at that point, I'm an asshole. But I'm just like, let me see you. Let's see you when you're 46.
Right.
I mean, what is RFK Jr. taking? Like, how is that guy so jacked?
Motherfucking steroid.
Are there different types of steroids that make you like skinny?
Ozempic, motherfucker.
I guess. I guess Ozempic. Meanwhile, yesterday I actually lost it, dude. I actually lost it. You know, they always say like in wrestling, you lose your cool, you lose the match.
Yeah.
Same thing applies for comedy, dude. I was on stage. I did the dime bar, right? And it was like mostly comedians, female comedians, but it was actually a good crowd. It was like, and I was doing all new shit. And I was talking about being on Fox News. I'm like, I'm not even political. It's the only network that lets me tell my jokes on TV, you know, and that crushed. I'm like, and like every time they ask me a question, I just work it into my like jokes. They'll be like, so Kamala Harris is gaining a lot. I'm like, you know who's really gaining a lot? Lizzo. Like, it has nothing to do, right? So I'm like, wow, this could be a whole. So I was in a great mood. I was in a fucking great mood. And then I go to the Ha Ha Comedy Club, and I sit in the back. And there's this guy just screaming, laughing at people, but like in a really obnoxious way. Like the comic's on stage and he's like, ha, 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 ha.
Like, is he doing sarcastically or is he just like, that's the laugh?
It sounds so sarcastic. Like he was just being
like Max Cady Cape Fear.
It was kind of like Mayhem times 5. You know how Mayhem's laughing? Right. That's exactly how it was, dude. And it was,
Was it Mayhem?
It was me, bro. I was there. I paid my fucking $5. I'm allowed to laugh how I want, fool.
Bro, you've done that before.
It was irritating. And one comic was like, you know, are you on the spectrum and this and that? And then he was like, no, you're just not funny. So I could tell he was being a dick about it. Like, so then the next comic goes on. So I go on and like the crowd is like, they got face tattoos and like, you know, kind of like, it's just all over the place. I feel like I feel like I was in like a sober living facility, but like not even, it was just, everyone's all just tatted or anyway, bad tattoos, bad face tattoos, right? And no offense, Mayhem. I know you were in a sober living facility.
I get a face tattoo. I thought you were saying he had a good face tattoo. Like, no offense. I like your face tattoo.
This is my tattoo. My face is the tattoo.
So I go up there and right away, I finally get him laughing, right? Because the crowd was dead. I finally pop. And this fucking guy, ha. And I'm just like, dude, I hope you get hit by a truck. Like, I hope a Mack truck fucking hits you. I'm going to be watching the news. They're going to have it play and I'm going to go, ha. Like, dude. And then he kept doing it. And then I kept finding more ways to be like, I hope this happens. I hope that happens. The guy wouldn't stop. And I'm like, and then the bouncer came over to tell him. Then finally I'm leaving and I have to walk past him. And I'm like, all right, go out the other way. You know, because I don't know, like, hey man, like you can't be heckling people. Like you can't just come here and heckle people, man. And then his girlfriend's like, no, that's his laugh. You can't get in trouble for laughing. And then I was like, oh, dude, then I like leave. And then the owner of the club was like, hey, this guy's been here before. That's actually his laugh. So then I felt like the biggest fucking asshole for wishing all kinds of like death on this person.
What was the club's name?
The haha, right?
Of course. I wonder how it got its name.
Dude, so dude, so I go up to him and I'm like, hey man, I apologize. I didn't know that was your actual laugh. And he was like, oh, it's okay. People get mad at me all the time because of it. And his girlfriend hated me. But I was like, man, now if he gets hit by a truck, I'm gonna feel fucking terrible. And I will not laugh if that actually happens. But yeah, so that was yesterday. Literally yesterday.
That's a bad night. That sounds like a pretty good night.
Well,
I was waiting for a better story.
No, people came up to me and they were like, that was the funniest I've ever seen in my entire life. Epic fucking show. That was hilarious. But I felt like he got the best of me. Like I let him get to me. Meanwhile, speaking of which, it's 105 degrees. So we have 6 bunnies in the fucking house right now because we can't keep them outside. And the fucking dog keeps getting in the bunny cage. Right. So, and last Saturday, I do a show and my wife's like, I got chickens for us. So now we have 4 baby chicks upstairs in the bathroom. Like I can't go anywhere. Yeah, dude, they're cute, but I can't go anywhere in my house. I got 4 chickens upstairs. I got 6 bunnies and a fucking dog that identifies as one. I got this anyway. So, Mayhem, how are you?
I mean, look, I'm just gonna be eating like Diane Keaton. Hey, would you watch that? May have killed your bunnies and ate them?
Yes, of course. I think don't kill my bunnies, dude. That's a whole fucking long story about. I'm not even going to talk about that.
Now I want you to talk about it.
No, well, 2 things. Number 1, we had a cat that died. A cat kept leaving the house. The cat kept fucking leaving the house, and every time you open the door, it flew out. So it got hit by a car, and I had to bury it.
Oh.
Right? It was the worst finding a dead cat, your cat. And then my wife.
Wait, that happened 9 times?
No, the one time. And then my wife tried to make me feel better, right? So she's like, I got you a cake with a cat on it. Like as I'm burying the fucking cat. Now, I'm like, how could I possibly eat this? I'm like, so now I put the fucking cake on top of the cat. But then we had a bunny die. And this kid at my daughter's school said he killed the bunny. And then his father ended up murdering 3 people. So I'm not. That's the bunny story, but that's that story on the podcast.
One of my 6 too. That sucks.
Yeah, that was a girl. You saw.
Was this cake? Did it have like the cat with tire tracks over top on it?
Dude, you're fucking hilarious. Dude, you're hilarious. So meanwhile, last week they hired me. Fucking Dan Anderson. What?
What just happened? All of a sudden, someone's school picture came up on the.
Great. That's a headshot from fucking. I just had to do something.
Was that Bill Cosby's homosexual headshot? Oh my
Yeah.
Dude,
God. That headshot is from 1987 when he was on Henry Class.
That's Bill Dawes back. It's Bill Dawes back when he had hope.
Headline.
Dude, so over the weekend, right? Dan Henderson calls me up and he's like, hey, I'm doing the pig roast, right? They're like, I want you to do a thing where you heckle fighters while they're golfing and then host the show at night and do comedy. I thought I was going to be heckling like one hole, like someone that, dude, they had me out from 9 o'clock in the morning till 4. My whole fucking face was scorched and it was all Navy SEALs, Marines, fucking Ryan Bader, like all these Randy Couture. So that was actually a lot of fun heckling these fighters while they were golfing. And they were pretty good. They were actually pretty good sports, really good sports. Like one guy was actually Hendo's daughter, who's very pretty. She's 26 years old. I think they were like went on a date or something. And I was like, he was a little older. So I'm like, oh, she obviously has granddaddy issues. And then there was another guy, her ex-boyfriend. And I'm like, bro, you're totally friend zone. I just shit on the ex-boyfriend while he was golfing and his friends were all making fun of him. And then Shane Crutchton, who used to be a Navy SEAL, he was a Marine. He got shot in the balls. He was like 0-4 in Bellator. I just completely shit on him. It was actually awesome. But then they hired me that night to do comedy. It was like they had a band. I went on after the ban, then this Marine made this like speech about all these fallen soldiers and soldiers that commit suicide. And they're like, oh, time for the comedy, right? So
you're perfect for this, Adam.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It actually went well. It went well. The whole I posted the video, but then I get an email from some kid that was like, hey, you stole our idea, this comic. I'm like, what? They're like, we're the golf hecklers. And that's our thing, right? So I'm like that's what these guys get paid to go around heckling people while they're golfing, right? So I'm like, bro, first of all, I've been doing kamikaze comedy on a golf course since like 2008. And here's the video of me and Bert Kreischer heckling people while they're golfing. And I started to him. He goes, how's that working out for you? So I'm like, wow, it's actually going well. I sold the show twice and I'm working on a third time. And then he's like, have fun with your 3,000 views. And I'm like, bro, I don't even know who you are. I never heard of you. And my goal isn't to heckle people while they're golfing. This is just a gig I got fucking hired for. And he goes, have fun being a fucking dollar store, and then named his crew of people that he had. So these guys have a whole thing where they heckle people while they're golfing. I didn't know I was like, going on their territory, or that they even had a fucking claim to this.
Fuck that guy. Tell him to suck my fucking dick, and why Sean McCorkle hangs him. I don't give a God bless a guy. Look, this guy doesn't know who he's dealing with, bro. It's the comedy mafia over here. Fuck with us, bro. We'll heckle you right to the grave. It's like an East Coast, West Coast rivalry, baby. There's Tupac in this bitch. You want to heckle? We're going to heckle the balls off you. All right. That's my
Thank you, Mayhem. I appreciate that. I mean, Bill, I didn't know. I just got hired to heckle.
Always a reason.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. So, Don, I thought you were going to LA today.
Yeah, well, I decided I'll go tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
And it's just, I just wasn't ready. I gotta get psyched up to get on a damn airplane, And I just didn't. I wasn't ready. My washing machine broke last week, so I'm kind of short on clean clothes,
Yeah. McCorkle, how you doing? What's going on with you?
Same old shit, man. Just hanging in there. So
Mayhem?
But now you have a new project. You got to take down these golf hecklers.
No, well, one of them has a million
down.
followers. I guess they're pretty decent comics, these guys. I mean, it was only I knew a couple of other ones. It's just this one fucking guy that he didn't even ask. He's like, where'd you get that idea from? I'm like, bro, I don't even like that's my thing. Now I almost want to start a page called like Dollar Store and then the name of his thing, and then just be
it's stupid, bro. Like rivalry breeds fucking numbers, dog.
It does.
Completely steal their ideas. In fact, I'm gonna steal their jokes, bro. I'm gonna straight up Mencia their ass and say, "What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Sue me, motherfucker! I got some monster lawyers on this shit, bro. There's no way you can do it."
Oh God, fucking! It's just like it never fucking ends, dude. It never ends. Then Rene Garcia, who I knew this guy. No, Rene Vaca. I knew this guy, Rene Vaca.
Yeah.
He used to work at the Haha. He used to literally work and put away chairs. Now the guy's the biggest fucking thing. And he's a nice kid, Mexican dude. Every Wednesday at the Laugh Factory, the line is down the fucking block of Mexican dudes with fake tattoos, with face tattoos and Dodger jerseys, right? I even went up there and I'm like, I feel like I'm in the bleachers of Dodger Stadium, right? So this dude kills it. And his videos went viral from him he's a good comic, but also him fucking he brings people from this on to the stage and then has sex with them. He humps them. Not full penetration, but Bill, you've seen this, right?
Are you talking? Rules?
Yeah, it's called leg day, and the idea is you prop your leg up and you hump a stool. You literally hump a stool, and then it went from stool humping to real women going on stage getting fake humped by him and or audience members. Yes.
Yeah, so everyone's just waiting for that, right? So,
yes.
I
you need to go there and start yelling at him. Joe Rogan's going to be there yelling at him, saying that he stole his comedy bit on humping stools.
Yeah. Why you hit my bitch? Ah!
Dude, so I show up to this, right? To do a guest
This
set.
guy's greatest fan.
Hey, so I show up to do a guest set, right? I just want to do a guest set. He's like, oh, by the way, can you host? No problem. Now it's like 19 comics, right? So I went there to do like 5 minutes. I was like double parked. Now it's like, and it's me, TJ Miller, T.I., the rapper, is on the show, right?
Yeah.
Here yesterday, teaching him, fuck, man. Damn, I missed it.
So T.I., I go, how do you want me to introduce? He goes, just don't say I'm T.I. I go, oh, what do you want me to say? He's like, my name is Tip Harris, right? I'm like, okay, no problem. Then as they introduce him, they play T.I. Like they play his music on the way to the stage. So everyone knows it's T.I.
I'm IT, I am it.
So then at the end of the show, Renee just starts giving out tons of weed to the crowd. I mean, like boxes of weed. Just takes it and fucking throwing it at everybody. Is this even legal? Are you allowed to do that, Bill?
I mean, I guess you can now. Why not in LA? Right?
Sounds about as illegal as humping people on stage. I don't know. Like, I don't know which one is more.
Medical dispensary.
Yeah.
God,
So that shows the blood. I humped a stool for in that show one time.
dude.
Just fit in. Yeah.
Dude, then my wrestling season started, right? My season started. The kids show up, right? And I'm like trying to like get them all pumped up. I'm like, hey guys, you guys want it? You guys are gonna learn how to be badasses. Some kids like, you remind me of, hey, you're gonna go upstairs. Come on, let's go. So he's like, he keeps trying to get in the fucking bunny cage.
Hell yeah. Yeah, fucking bunny versus dog match.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go.
Come on, bro. It's pumped up.
So
Hey, and then we're gonna guys to get a bunny and eat it.
Oh, so now he's like, hey, so then his kids are all like, you remind me of Johnny Lawrence, right? From the fucking Cobra Kai. And kids are calling me Coach Kreese. So I'm like, all right, guys, listen, if you guys don't do this right, I'm going to tase you. I was joking. And then I was like, what do you think's going to happen if you don't do it right? And the kids are like, we're going to get tased. I'm like, no, dude, you just got to keep trying. Just try harder. Like, it's okay. You know, we have one kid though, that's fucking jacked. We have one kid, he's in 7th grade. He's like 180, all muscle. He's been wrestling all summer. He's really good. And my assistant coach, Aldo, is teaching this how to get, I always thought when you get put on your back, you bridge and punch through. Bridge, punch through. That's how to get out of. Aldo is now teaching this like weird sweep where you put your hands under like this, you bridge and you roll the guy off you, right? Like off on top of you. And I'm like, I don't think this is going to work. But Aldo saw some coach at like Fresno State do it or something. Okay? So then this little 7th grader says to me, he's like, hey, I bet that I can get out from under you. And I'm like, all right, let's. And now I'm like, dude, what if this guy could actually do it? That if I get shown up by a 7th grader, like my entire team is done, right? So now I'm like, I don't want it. He's like, come on. And then everyone's like, do it. So now the whole team is gathered around me. So I get on top of him, chest on chest, and I held him down, Mayhem. You would have been very proud. So I actually felt like I actually held out a 7th grader.
Bro, every time you tell me
You whooped up on a 13-year-old.
yeah, where he whoops up. I'm honored. I'm honored to hear that story.
My wife was like, I told my wife the story. I was all proud and jacked up. She was like this. She's like,
Hey, listen here, bud. Hey, I got into it the other day with this kid at the sparring. And, he's a big kid. He was like, 240 pounds, something like that. And we were sparring pretty good. And then he tried to hit me hard. And I was like, all right, cool. So I just lit him the fuck up, right? And then the fucking head coach was like, hey, Miller. The kid's 15. I was like, oh, shit. I was being a 15-year-old, my bad. But like, he was enormous, just to be fair.
Now, what do you have, Mayhem, against David Lucas?
Man, fuck that guy, man. This guy's a fucking whack-ass comic, bro. First of all, he goes on Matan's podcast. Now, Matan is a famous troll. He loses his temper on the guy and just does not comedy. He just like goes on and just is mean and starts bullying the guy. Now, I don't know if you know a little backstory about Mayhem Miller, but I'm a bully beatdown guy. Don't like bully, all right? This guy, full-on bully, swiped his hand in his ass crack and was like chasing dudes around with a shit hand. bro, not funny. Not he was already not funny. He's already like getting boosted by 69 cartwheeling with Tony Hinchcliffe, and now he's fucking shitting on poor little Matan, whose whole deal is trolling. If you're gonna go on the show, you're gonna expect the guy to troll you.
I mean, Matan's like 100 pounds too.
Yes, he's like a little nerdy guy. That's his whole bit. Is he says stuff to make you mad, and the game is you gotta say funny shit back. Instead, he just was like a piece of shit bully from exactly like the neighborhood that I came from. And bro, I whooped that motherfucker's ass when I was a kid.
So
maybe this is not
McCorkle, you love Matan. Remember, you're the one who actually showed him to me.
Yeah, I told you about him a long time ago. That kid's funny, man. He says some funny shit for a young kid, man. He is witty.
How old is he?
He's like 17. I went on the show. And he tried to get me pissed off. He tried to fuck with me, And I got it. He did. He got under my skin, and I redirected it and made it a funny ass episode. That's what you're supposed to do. For this guy to be a comedian, one of the 250, motherfucker, you're garbage. You can't make anything funny out of that. You can't make any funny out of that. Hey, bro, I went full homeless, just so you know, Sean.
I did. I knew that was a 250 reference.
I don't get the 250 reference.
Talking about, I am starting a fucking barbershop out in Manhattan Beach by the sand dunes next to a weed shop. I'm calling it Water Weed Noon here.
That's amazing. Me and Mayhem are probably the only ones that get that, but that's
I have
amazing.
no idea what is going on right now. I asked about David Lucas because I saw on Twitter you wrote like fuck you, David Lucas, and I didn't know if you were joking or not.
Oh, it's a trauma of my childhood, right? Getting bullied by big fat fucks like him, right? That like it's something clicked, and then it goes deeper, right? The trauma of my childhood. But then it clicked back to 10 years ago. I didn't know what to do with this anger. So I was like, fuck, let me go to Twitter. And I looked and there, where's Twitter? Oh, it's called X now. Fuck. So I ran to X and just called him a bitch. I know I should have thought it out more, maybe made a joke or some comment, you know what I mean? And it is on X. Maybe I should have went racist.
Well, I just didn't know if you were kidding or not. I didn't know if this was like a bit, like if you and David knew each other or whatever. Like I didn't know if this was a...
Did David Lucas respond?
No, I didn't even tag him because I didn't even know if I had the right name. I was like, is it Lucas? I was thinking, man, wait, what if I'm just cussing out the Star Wars guy right now? That was the guy. So I was just super mad when I saw that Matan shit, and I just lost my temper. You're right. That's the old Mayhem. The new Mayhem is Zen. He's went to anger management courses, fully completed all of them. So I'm better now. I'm better.
No, I don't know who Matan is. I just watched a couple videos, and goddamn, that kid's talented. Like McCorkle pointed him out to me, and I was like, holy shit! Like this is like almost like to me, it's almost like Borat, like Ali G, but like a updated version of Ali G and Borat. You know?
Is he doing a character?
He's the one, you've probably seen him. He's the one that asked the girl if she could name 10 books. Have you seen that clip? Like, name 10 books. And the girl, like, he makes fun of OnlyFans models and stuff. He's funny, man. That kid is funny.
She's like, you probably don't even read. And she was like, but he's like, name 10 books.
Yeah, he does an Arab accent. Nobody knows why. No one knows why he does an Arab accent.
Matan is like an Israeli name. That's a Jewish name, right?
Jew.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Jew. But like, yeah, he plays this character that, I don't know, maybe not. I never seen him break it. So maybe it's not a character. That's just who he is.
He's the kid that ran on and thanked Bill Clinton on the video game awards. He crashed and ran up with the team that won video game of the year and thanked his reformed rabbi Bill Clinton, like up on the microphone, and nobody even knew who he was or why he was there. He just went up with them and accepted the award and got arrested like at 14 years old. He's funny, man.
Don, were you ever bullied as a kid?
Yeah, of course. Of course, everybody's been bullied. You know, some of us just get over it. You know, you beat the shit out of the bully, or else, yeah, you beat up the bully, or else you fucking just get over it eventually. You know, shit. You know, you go on with your life. You don't fucking grab a gun and shoot the school up. You know, fuck. You're a fucked up little person. That's a mental fucking problems, you know?
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with the gun.
The crazy thing is when
gun's an inanimate object.
It's crazy when you get bullied and then when you stand up for yourself for the first time and then you realize everyone's afraid of you if you just act aggressively. That's what I found out at like 17, that grown men would back down from me if I just acted ultra aggressive toward them. And it was, then it got a little bit out of control because I would just call people out on everything. Like in movies, tell grown men to shut up and leave the theater. They were getting on my nerves and I was like 16, you know? So it's like, I got a little bit out of control there for a while, but.
Yeah, I never seen anything like it. Mayhem. I was in Missouri one time and Sean came to my show and he told me he was on 10 different kind of steroids. He was fucking jacked. Like he's, I don't know, what are you, 6'9"? What?
6'7",
6'7", literally 6% body fat, wearing an affliction shirt, and some nerdy kid was like wouldn't leave us alone, but he was a nice kid. And then like two frat guys like spilled a beer on him, and they're like, "What are you gonna do?" And McCorkle takes the fucking guy. I go, do you ever get roid rage? And Sean's like, no, I'm the nicest guy you'll ever meet. Right? As soon as that happens, he goes up to the guy, picks the guy like 3 feet off the ground, and goes, "I'm gonna fuck you in the ass," right? Dude, these guys ran.
Okay.
I want a McCorkle fucking Halloween, right? Where McCorkle plays Biff from the future, right? Marty McFly's son. Oh my God! I guess that's gonna have to make Don Fry 1.21 gigawatts. I don't know.
Dude, then McCorkle had a flight. He had a flight to like, I don't know, Europe in like 7 hours or something. And I was like, "You're going to miss your flight." He came back and drove around looking for the guys with a gun in the back of his truck, like 3 guns.
Jesus.
For like 6 hours. Like
I dropped Adam off. He goes, "You gonna go home and make that flight?" I said, "No, I'm gonna go find that guy," because the bouncers threw him out. I said, "I'm gonna go look for that guy." I drove around for 3 hours, could not find him, man. I want to smash his face.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Because he spilled a beer on you?
No, he bullied this little kid, this little nerdy kid that was trying to hang out with us, and he was a really nice kid. And the guy bumped into him, spilled his beer, and he drew back his fist like he's going to hit the kid, and the kid like goes like that, and everybody started laughing at the kid. Like all the people in the bar started laughing at me, and I snapped, man. I haven't been that mad in a long time. I went like out of my mind and told him I was going to bend him over and fuck him in front of everybody in there, like make him my girlfriend, and like it was. And somebody said, "Oh yeah, you don't scare me, a big weightlifter." And somebody said, "He actually fights in UFC." And he goes, "Oh, my bad." I said, "No, there's no, you're bad. There's no squashing it now. It's over." And the bouncers grabbed him, threw him out. And then I went out looking for it. Like it went, I wanted to kill him. He got on a bus. He jumped on a bus and took off like some random public transport. But then his friend wanted to buy us shots. I said, "No, you can leave too. Like everybody in your party leave. Like I don't want anything to do with any of you guys." It's couldn't stand seeing a young kid like that get bullied, man. Like he was so embarrassed he left. That little kid like he's probably a 21-year-old college kid. He just left the bar. He was so embarrassed, like, and so it was, it made me mad. So,
dude,
he's got people buying Greyhounds out of town.
That was the first night I ever met Adam too. I knew he thought I was nuts, but I couldn't take that, man. When I saw him do that to that kid, I snapped, dude. That's probably one of the maddest times I've ever been in my life. Like the most mad I've ever been in my life.
Really?
I like the show has just like gone from an MMA show to like bunnies and kittens and psychotic rage, and I don't know. It's a real potpourri of an American experience.
Dude, so after my show on Tuesday, after Renee, I had to stay for 6 hours, and I thought I was staying for 10 minutes. So everyone's online. There's a big line for the valet. I valeted my car. I couldn't find parking, and I'm like, I could have just cut the line because I'm a comic, but I'm like, I'm not gonna. I just made everyone laugh. Now I'm not gonna be an asshole and cut everyone line. So I stay online, and this fucking drunk big Mexican dude's like, "Hey, they got you staying online, homie? You don't get to cut the line?" And I'm like, no, I'm just, I probably could. Then I went to pay. You got a discount, like $5 off. Damn, they're making you pay, and screaming this, right? So now, dude,
pointing everything out.
Dude, he goes, "Damn, I feel bad for you, homie." And then I go wait for my car. "Damn, I got my car before you, homie." I'm like, dude, like,
this guy sounds awesome.
I'm gonna pay that guy to follow me around.
Did you book him?
Damn,
You booking for next week?
damn, damn. Jerk it off again.
Yeah, by the way, a week later, I still have not got my refund. Still at $16, by the way.
Oh, here we go. Part 2.
Still at 16 fucking. I got the husband hitting me up telling me today I'm supposed to get all the money today. If I don't get it by today, I'm saying names next week. I already filed the police.
Wait, can I say something, Adam? How do you know that these are the actual people that they say they are, other than the phone number? How do you know?
Because I have friends.
What if they're not the real people?
Because I've talked to them, and they got another friend of mine tickets, and he talked to them, and he knows her.
Hey,
But you don't know that they're the real people unless you see them face to face.
You're right. I don't. You're right. I don't.
This is all a simulation.
It might be.
Bro,
it
might just fun.
We're in a matrix where all that happens is Adam gets ripped off for money.
Dude,
That's all that happens in the matrix.
American police are just talking shit about me because they hate on me because I'm such a good alpha male.
Meanwhile, dude, so I went to file a police report. They filed it under theft by trickery. By trickery. Yeah. That's by. I didn't even know that was an actual thing. Theft by. I told my wife. She's like, that's something that like. She said that like Cookie Monster who like fucking stole the cookies. Like, oh, theft by like in like an Elmo fucking sketch.
Adam's filling out the complaint. There's a Mexican guy like, hey,
like
you got tricks, homie.
It sounds like divorce. Is that what you said, Don?
Yeah. No, the cops had to look that one up. Is last time they did that is 1922. They're like, see, it's a 1920. That's thievery by trickery. I tell you.
Right after World War I ended, yes.
Dude, fucking theft by trickery. Fucking theft by trickery.
You're not gonna get the money today. You know that, right?
I know that. I absolutely know that. Yes, of course I do that. Of course I know that. And it's just fucking horrible. Meanwhile, my daughter, I take my daughter to the library, right? And this little kid's like 8-year-old, like little Mexican kid, adorable kid, goes up to my daughter, and he's like, how old are you? And she goes, how old do you think I am? And I was like, oh no. Right?
Say that.
It has begun.
Dude, and then he goes, do you do school in person or online school? So my daughter goes, oh, I do school in person, right? And then he goes, oh, I do online school. And my daughter goes, well, that's sad.
Is that part of your probation?
Dude, then today I dropped her off at school, and this little black girl, also a little cute little girl, she goes to me, she's like, you need to leave and go home. I go, yeah, that's what I'm doing. She goes, otherwise you're gonna get a whooping. I go, I'm like, a whooping?
You must have heard about what happened with you and that 12-year-old. Heard you didn't do too well in the wrestling match, so she doesn't want odds against her classmates.
Oh, yeah, man. One of the kids on my team goes, when do I go for the submission? I'm like, this is wrestling. There's no fucking
all the time. The time.
Did you guys see that knockout in the Contender last week with the girl?
No.
I heard about it. I didn't see it. No.
All right. Well, now you're about to see it. This is probably one of the best female knockouts and one of the only ones that I've seen. Watch this. This girl. So her name is Unessi Duban. She was 5-0. The other girl was 5-0.
Yeah.
Golly.
That's a that works in the women's MMA right there. She like faked the shot, huh? That's pretty nice knockout, I gotta say.
Man, I mean, what do you do when you get caught in that? Have you ever had a fighter caught in that, or did you ever get caught in that, Jason?
No, I pull that maneuver all the time. What do you like? Because everybody they know I like jiu-jitsu, so everybody will think that I'm trying to do a takedown, and I'll just flinch at their legs and come with all. Because you have to respect the takedown, so people will put their hands down. Like you saw in the video, she put her hands down to defend a takedown, and oopsie daisy, it's not a takedown. It's an overhand right. Yeah, sent it home right there. That was a good one.
I've been punched by a lot of women, but never knocked out by one. So I seriously have been punched by probably like 9 different women in my life. And I realized that maybe it was me, like when I was dating them, like maybe it has
that
something
was
to do
the
with
common
me.
denominator? No.
Yeah, because I wouldn't touch them. I would say it was something I would say. Like I had a girl tell me one time, she was just being hateful, saying a bunch of stuff to me. And I said, yeah, well, at least my dick's huge, huh? And she goes, yeah, I've seen bigger. And I said, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Like just responded back to her, and all of a sudden, blam, like blast me right in the face, man, like bloodied my nose and everything. And I was like, yeah, I've been hit by several women that didn't like something I had to say during an argument. I will say to you now, scary your phone. I don't know if your guys' phones are the same way, but just the fact that I'm on a podcast with Mayhem, now it just pulls up his fights on YouTube for me all the time. Like, I don't know what the deal is. Like, just that he's on there. And, dude, I really didn't realize, like, that Mayhem fought so many tough dudes. Like, I didn't know he beat Robbie Lawler. Like, I really didn't. Like, I was like, damn, dude, like, you're pulling up these fights. Like, I didn't know you fought Robbie Lawler. And I started, like, looking and,
I fought everybody. I was like a weird journeyman that they'll call me on 2 weeks and I'll be like, oh, I just got out of jail. Okay, I'll fight George St. Pierre. That's fine.
Yeah, I didn't, dude. I really didn't know. I looked at your record. I was like, damn, he's fought some killers, man. Like, I really didn't realize that. Like, it's, yeah.
You know, that's my whole thing is I'll fight anybody, anytime, anywhere. I recently have retired from that because I got, yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, I was safety off at all times. That's why, like, we were talking about something. I remember we were talking about, like, I don't know, somebody was saying that they don't miss fighting, and I couldn't imagine why. Like, fuck, I don't know. I don't know. I guess one day I'll fucking.
McCorkle doesn't miss it at all.
No, I hated it, man. Actually, I didn't hate it. I hated the anxiety leading up to it. That's what I didn't like. And the fear of embarrassment. I didn't care about getting hurt. Didn't care about getting beat up. I just didn't want to get embarrassed, man. So I was like, at least if I do well, like I'm okay. But that fear of that fear of getting like gassing out in 30 seconds at the co-main event of UFC 124 against Stefan Struve and losing to a guy who I should beat 9 times out of 10.
What's up, people? Listen. Major League Baseball is right now, and I've had some of my best memories. Me and my dad going to games. I actually caught a couple balls a couple times. I had a blast. I take my daughter to the game, my wife. We have a great time. And check it out. Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which means getting tickets, you can get them faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to the first pitch. It goes down, not up. Now, with killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, okay, which is great. That way you don't get there and all of a sudden you can't see anything. And their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. So you gotta check out this Game Time app. It is so easy, okay, to navigate, download. I go to all my sporting events. I went to a Sparks game, the one that I took Mayhem and them to. All right, we had a great time. It was like $14 each. It was cheaper than movie tickets. All right, so you got to check it out. They got last minute deals. You could save up to 60% buying off last minutes for sports, concerts, comedy, theater. You get flash deals. All right, which means that you could save even more with exclusive in-app deals on select seats ahead of the game or the event. They have all-in pricing and they have ticket coverage. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry, and they have lowest price guarantee, which means if it's not the lowest price, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. So take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with Game Time. So download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code CLNS for $20 off first purchase. That's right. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code CLNS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guarantee. Trust me, you will thank me later.
Is like humiliating, man, with everybody watching. And I talked a bunch of shit before just to try to get it stirred up. But it's the embarrassment of losing is what always killed me. I would have rather came out with 7 broken bones and win. Like, I just didn't want to lose. So because like you lose in basketball to a guy, you're like, well, whatever, I can still whip your ass. But when someone beats you in a fight, it's like, well, I could still beat you in basketball. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like if that guy breaks in your house, if you don't have a gun, he will do whatever he wants to you and your family, and you'll do nothing about it.
How far down do you go? I can beat you at Minecraft. I can beat you.
Right.
But you can always be like, I got a bigger dick, right, Sean? I mean, you got
Yeah,
that.
I guess. Yeah, that's the only thing I could.
I had a friend that beat me in everything. I had one of these friends, one of my good friends. We kept doing every sport till I won, and I never won. He beat me in every fucking thing. I had baseball. I mean, we didn't do MMA. We didn't do wrestling. But it was soccer, baseball, fucking football, basketball. He got the hotter girlfriend. It was just,
The shame that Mexican guy wasn't there to remind you of every step of the way. Like, damn, your friend beat you in basketball, homie. Damn, he's got a better looking girlfriend.
Lost that sucker. Damn.
Adam, where's this guy now though? What is he doing?
we had a big falling out because he didn't invite me to his wedding.
He's got his own TV show.
His girlfriend
He's
hooked up
starring
with
in his own.
his girlfriend when they broke up, hooked up with like a friend of mine. So I told him, I was like, yo, just so you know, your ex hooked up with this other guy. And then they got back together. And then she hated me because I told them. And then I didn't get right to their wedding. And I was like, whatever, fuck it. Who cares? Some people, they're out of your life for a reason. What?
Hey, I want to hear your reasoning. Why did you do that?
Because I wanted it, because I don't know. His girlfriend hooked up. We had a mutual friend. I'm like, just so you know, your ex.
Because you're petty. You wanted revenge.
I don't know, I was 20
losing
years
in
old.
soccer.
Because I'm really bad when I think of something of not saying it out loud. I can't keep a secret. I mean, this is the same reason I told my wife that I thought our therapist was hot, and then all of a sudden
That's a great way to. If you want a different therapist, that's a great way to get a different therapist.
Well, he should have been going to that guy anyway. That guy's a quack.
Hey.
but I couldn't see my therapist anymore. And then I was in therapy talking about how I told my wife that I told her that she was hot. It was like the fucking Matrix, bro. Like I'm so bad at keeping secrets. I'm just so fucking bad. Like I once had a therapist say it was part of my OCD was I just tell people shit and then I relieve myself of the guilt or stress. But that's just a horrible thing because you end up just fucking telling people, oversharing. It's like, I don't know about you, Bill. Like I have a bad set and I got to tell everyone that I bombed. But I don't tell it just. I don't know.
Tell him before that Mexican guy does. Before word gets out through. I have told Adam stuff before, and then it will be on the podcast next day. Be like, "Hey, did you test positive for AIDS? Is it legit?" And I'll be like, "Dude, I was telling you I thought I had AIDS. I didn't know you were going to say it on the podcast the next day." Like, hey, you and your fiance still probably splitting up? Like, no, but thanks for bringing it up. She's within earshot. So,
yeah. Sorry about that.
So, hey, I have a question, and this is for Adam and Sean and anyone. When you have a bad fight where you feel embarrassed, how long does that last? Does that last a day, a week, years?
Forever.
the rest of my life, yeah.
Really?
People will tell me, like, hey, did you beat Christian Warcraft and you guys fought? I'm like, oh, yeah, you don't remember? I finished him in the second. I just go ahead because people don't remember. So I just go ahead and claim I won. So, like, I actually fought Soa Palele. And that was the first time, besides wrestling with Tom Erickson, that I felt like a child in a man's hands. Like, he was doing to me what I had done to all those fat guys at bars on my way coming up. You know what I mean? Like, fighting guys that weren't any good. Just beat the shit out of me, man. Like, and then he came in the UFC and won like 6 or 7 in a row. So it was legit. Like, he's a tough dude. But when Monty Cox, my agent, called me, he said, hey, they'll pay you to fight $30,000 to fight Soa Palele in Australia. I said, I'm actually in decent shape right now. What do you think my chances are? He goes, not good. And I said, well, what if I come in, like, if I'm in really good shape, I'm like, 8 weeks, like, well, what if I come in really good? He goes, yeah, not good. And he said he's a better wrestler, he's better jiu-jitsu, better striker, great athlete, 5 years younger, Olympic, like, alternate on the New Zealand Olympic wrestling team. You'll probably be in trouble, but it's $30,000, a free trip to Australia and 4 round-trip tickets. And I was like, all right. Like, so I went out there, and he couldn't even look at me at the weigh-in. Couldn't look at me before the fight. He was dry heaving us before we're coming out. I'm like, I'm going to beat this dude's ass, man. He's already beaten mentally. We went out there, and he wasn't afraid at all. Like, he just picked me up and slammed me and started punching me in the face a whole bunch. And then, Tom, I remember being underneath him thinking, dude, this is that's the first time I ever felt helpless, like in a fight. Like, this dude is stronger, better, faster, everything than me. You know what I mean? Like, just completely mauled me.
Wow.
So.
I'm pretty sure I trained with Soa Palele, and I'm like surprised at that, huh?
Yeah, well, the thing was, when he fought me, he was cutting from 305 to make 285. That's what we agreed at. And so he was roided out to the max. And then when he got in the UFC, he kicked like 6 dudes in a row's ass, like in the first round. Most of them beat him in the first round. And then they started that USADA testing, and he immediately retired. And I asked him why. He said, why do you think? I weigh 245 right now. Like, after 3 months of being in the USADA thing, he goes, I'm down to 245. You know, he said, like, I'm just Like when they had it where you couldn't take anything. Not that he maybe could have beat me without. I was on steroids too, so I guess it was even. But yeah, no, it was. He went on like he lost one fight in the UFC to somebody, and then he went like on a 16 fight winning streak outside the UFC. And he's the best fighter I ever fought, man. Best I ever trained with, best everything. As far as what I felt is, I mean, he picked me up, slammed me, and I was like helpless. Like I couldn't do anything. Like he just was too heavy on top, too strong, moved too well, just everything. And yeah, he just mauled me, man. Like it was really embarrassing. Like afterward, it was Australia. He beat me like in a minute and a half or like 2 minutes. It was like the most humiliating thing ever. Like it was, and I was in decent shape. Like I was ready to fight. I was like, dude, what the fuck was that? Like when I got up, you know. So
Jason, did you ever spar with Bisping before your fight?
No.
Oh, you guys never trained together?
No. But like, I thought that it was like one of those bad nights where I thought for sure I'd fucking win that fight. And the first round, after the first round, I just felt fucking so sick and I just fucking locked up. My whole body was locked up. And I knew on the fucking stool that I was like, yo, bro, I'm about to go out and get my ass kicked right now. I was like, I got to go take this like a man. Because I knew there was nothing, like something was wrong. And I was all locked up, and that the results speak for itself. So I went out there and took an ass whooping for America. I was like,
that may not I don't know if they ever happened to Don because he was so manly, but dude, sometimes you just don't have it. Like I don't know, probably the same in comedy. Some nights you just don't have it. Like I've been out there to fight before and it's just not there, man. Like your timing's not there. You're not like you're tired right away. Like it's like you didn't get a good warm up. I don't know. Like some nights it's just not, you're not feeling it, you know.
But when you don't have it, it's rarely recorded as a comic for posterity. You just have a bad night, like fuck it. It's for me, it lasts like maybe a night.
Yeah, but I don't really think fighting are the two things that comedy are the two things that everyone thinks they can do. For some reason, everyone has an opinion on how much you suck at it for some fucking reason. But Jason, didn't you like drink something also before the fight that you think was like might have had something?
Like, look. There was like a weird ass water in my fucking room that tasted really fucking funny. And CR told me, don't drink it. And I fucking drank it anyway. Whatever. Maybe not.
Urine sample.
Yeah. But, that shit was something weird happened, bro. That night, something like, I never felt like that in any of my fights ever. And like that was a weird, I don't know.
Now, what do you mean you locked up? Your body locked up? You were cramping, or what do you mean?
Yeah, cramped up, like frozen. Like it was the weirdest shit.
Now, Don, when Ken Shamrock
can't move.
Don, when Ken Shamrock had you at a heel hook and he's cranking it, there was no way you were going to tap, right?
No, it's me and my big fucking mouth. I should have shut up.
I'll never forget the first time I ever met Don. I was like that longtime admirer, and I was like, Don, I got to ask you a question. I watched a fight with you in Pride, man, and I said I saw a guy get you in an armbar, and he was a judo Olympic champion or something with a gi on and everything. And I said I saw him get you an armbar, crank it. Your arm was bending, breaking in half, and you didn't even look like you were thinking about tapping. Like you were just going to let him break it, like without even trying. He couldn't get out, so he was just stuck. And I said, what were you thinking at that moment as it was breaking down? Goes, buddy, I was so high that night, I can't even tell you what I was thinking during that. It was like first thing Don Fry ever said to me. I was like, dude, he is legendary. Like that is the best answer. He was, I was so high that night, buddy, I couldn't tell you what I was thinking. I was like,
did you ever tap in practice, Don? Did you ever tap in practice?
Yeah, of course.
Because I kind of feel like, Jason, I feel like
practice.
And maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like sometimes guys tap so quick in practice, like a guy will just like crank a neck and the guy will go like this, that it almost becomes, you see guys sometimes tap in matches quicker than they should because they're used to tapping in practice. Do you think that's a real thing or no?
I don't know. Maybe. I know that I would push the limits. In training, I would like push the limit. I would like let little guys get me in chokes and arm bars to like see how far I could. Like, I would do my favorite thing to do was the funniest thing was like let a small guy get on my back and don't defend, just let him choke me and then walk around the mat for as long as I could. I was about to pass out and then I would grab his hand and try to escape, and then I would let go and let him do it again, and then it's weird because it bled over into the bedroom, so now every girl has
Right. I'll tell you what I did, man. When I was first new to jiu-jitsu, I was way too proud to tap the little guys, so I would get caught in shit and not know what it was. But I was in a bicep slicer for 7 minutes one time with a black belt, a jiu-jitsu black belt, where it's just your chin slicing across your bicep. And I didn't tap for 7 minutes. I couldn't use my arm for 2 weeks. Like I couldn't even lift my arm for 2 weeks, but I wouldn't tap. I just 7 minutes at a bicep slicer. And he's like, "How did you not tap to that?" I said, "I just couldn't do it, dude." And then same thing, I went with this Marcelo Montero guy. He's a scam artist, but he was gi choking me. And it was only like my third class. I went in and out 9 or 10 different times in an 8-minute rolling session where I started to go out and I would come back and start to go out. I wasn't right for like 3 weeks, man. Like I was like, yeah, I just kept thinking I'm not tapping to this dude. I'm not going to tap to some little Brazilian dude. Just kept going out and coming back up, out and coming back up. And yeah, you can't do that very long like that.
Jason, we have a mutual friend that says that you used to pee on her. All right. When you guys used to hook up. How did that come up?
Mayhem's face at that moment should be a painting. That should have been like the Mona Lisa, the look on his face.
Yeah, like how's the conversation start that leads to like, hey, can I pee in your face?
Well, I mean, like, we talk about this oversharing thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I go through my checklist of which one of our mutual friends are you talking about.
She may have been a fighter.
Oh, it's a girl. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would hope.
I don't know. How did it come up? Oh,
Yeah, like it was like because you only hooked up once. And you're like, oh, she likes to get peed on. I'm like, how did that happen the first night? Like, how she just was like, hey, I want you to pee on me.
I mean, she said exactly those words. So yeah. Like, it's funny that you say that because that's exactly. Hey, do you want to pee on me? That's exactly how it went. I can't really ask
What are you
too
going
much.
to say no? That's not very American.
I couldn't not say no, but the thing is that like I was so turned on that I had to do a handstand.
Did you already have to go, or do you have to drink water?
No, I was ready to go, bro. I was beyond bursting at the moment she asked. So she got like a 50-gallon jug right to the face.
Well, she didn't know she was only about to get peed on either way. He had to go. Either way.
I'm never gonna.
Good thing you asked.
Don, you ever have a girl ask you to pee on her?
No. Man.
Bill, you?
I mean, I've had asked girls to pee on me because they're squirters, but that's different.
Wait, you asked a girl to pee?
Wait,
Well, she's a squirter. She's peeing on you. Let's be honest. What is squirting? It's pee.
listen, but it seems slightly different. But all right, fine.
Sean, what about you?
Dude, I like to keep fecal bits out of any sort of romantic relationship, like if I can. So any sort of feces I like to try to keep away from. And
there's no feces in pure clean urine. Come on.
It's terrible.
yeah, not my thing.
First of all, Sean, you're so full of shit because you used to send me screenshots of you and these girls who were fucking freaks. I've never seen. I mean, your fiance who. When's your wedding date, by the way? You're one of those guys that like they give the girl a ring, but they never have a date set out. Like I'm like, that is the old.
Just got to come up with waiting for the UFC lawsuit come through to come up with $250,000 to pay for a wedding because they are outrageous, man. I was going to turn I think I told you I was going to turn my property into a wedding venue, right? Did I tell you about that?
Yeah, but the whole town was against him. So
Dude,
the whole town protested Sean. It was like Roadhouse. But by the way,
there is a female Brad Wesley down here who runs this town, and like 40 people show up to protest against me turning my house into a wedding venue. And the only reason I wanted to do it was my daughter's wedding venue was $10,000 for 6 hours, and the property's not even as nice as mine. And that didn't include plates, forks, a band, food, nothing. That was to step on the property, $10,000 for 6 hours. And so I was like, I'll charge people $20,000 a night to have a wedding at my house. You know what I mean? Because I've got a nicer property than that. Yeah. And yeah, the whole town thinks otherwise. So it turns out I randomly met a girl buying a car from me, and she was like, it's a shame you couldn't turn this into a wedding property. I said, how'd you know I tried to do that? She goes, oh, I didn't. I just know that you can't. And I was like, What do you mean, I can't? She goes, I used to work for the lady that runs this town. It sounded like an A-team episode. Like, I thought it was called the A-team or something. Like, for real, yeah. Like, this lady runs this town. By the way,
so Sean one day during the podcast, no joke, has Roadhouse playing in the background. Like, it's new, and he's watching Roadhouse, right? So I put it on the other day. That movie, there's one scene where the guy has Patrick Swayze in like a rear naked choke, and then he goes, I used to fuck guys like you in prison. Like, that's his line. Like, that he actually, like, that was
still in my line from over in Missouri with you.
Wait. Did he say that line to Conor McGregor?
Dude.
No, this is the old one.
Dude, the old one. Dude, then like the bad guys, for some reason, are destroying this guy's car lot because he went to a meeting with Patrick Swayze or something. Yeah. And the whole town is there while a guy has a huge truck and just driving over the car lot. Like just, like it's one of those like monster truck. By the way, Conor McGregor, if you guys don't know, is running for president of Ireland. He announced it yesterday. I'm not even kidding. He officially, and he says his first thing to do is to kick out all the illegal immigrants of Ireland.
Holy shit.
The illegal
Good.
What do they do?
Got my vote.
Over there?
You're not Irish. How are you going to vote?
I know.
That's I don't know. At least they'll be in the Irish White House too.
Yo, let's all go
be a U.S. citizen.
Yeah, let's go to Ireland, become illegal immigrants, and then vote for Conor McGregor.
Dude, you know what Don does, Mayhem? On the weekends, I go, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm border patrol," but no one hired him. He's just going to the border and patrolling on his own. Like, it's like imagine imagine you sneak with your whole family and you get into the U.S. and the first person you see is fucking Don Fry smoking a cigar.
You've been promised a job roofing by Sean McCorkle in his construction business, and you end up with Don Fry with he's got wrapped bullets around him and an M60 down there, like guarding the border. Like, great.
Oh yeah.
No,
American
Don,
flag hot pants.
Don, are you on a horse when you're patrolling the border, or are you on foot?
The horse is on Don.
Yeah, I'm carrying the horse.
No, you said you really were doing border patrol, right?
Right.
Oh,
ride a horse, like Tom out of the H, you get one of those bats, you're chasing, throw a mat over them.
Got
it.
Oh, God.
I don't know if this is true.
Don is single-handedly the reason construction costs so much in the United States right now. He's like suppressing the labor pool coming up here. Like, if it weren't for Don Fry, the drywall wouldn't be so expensive.
So I don't know if you guys heard about UFC Noche. Allegedly, they're not selling that well. I have no idea if that's true or not. But allegedly, they're going up against Canelo in Vegas, which is not easy. So I guess they announced today what they're doing. It's at the Sphere in Las Vegas. Have you heard about what's going to happen here?
Nope.
All right, good, because I'm going to tell you.
No,
UFC Noche. There's going to be a film, a world, and an act. The film consists of 6 short films, roughly 90 seconds long each, which will serve as interstitials in between fights.
Spanish.
Oh, God.
Those films will then transition into different worlds, environments that take up the entire LED screen, and then the fights sit within. What does this mean, Jason, Sean?
It means you got to get on mushrooms if you want to watch it.
Yeah, I know. This is going to be like you're on the Minions ride at Universal Studios. Yeah,
I'm hoping Mayhem didn't cuss out George Lucas and have him pull out his films from the UFC Noche. I don't know, like on Twitter. So
I hope George Lucas is there.
Right.
But it's gonna be okay. I think this will be pretty cool. But I don't know who the fuck can afford this shit. $5,000 for a goddamn seat. Like, what the hell, bro? I don't know. They really price themselves out of the most UFC fan base. And then, like, the people who are, like, big ballers, they don't want to go to, like, the Sphere, They want to go where they could be gambling, too, This is I don't know, this is kind of a misstep, but let's see what happens as far as ticket sales go. Maybe they'll salvage it at the end.
right?
I think the Sphere is a bust in general.
And then I don't know if you guys saw this, but Oscar De La Hoya is telling people to not watch the fight, not watch the boxing fight, the Canelo fight. I guess Canelo used to be under his so I guess Canelo used to be under his
under his skirt.
Management.
Under his skirt.
Under his skirt. So he made this video.
I'll tell you what, I know before I decide if I'm ordering any pay-per-view tonight, I think, what does Oscar De La Hoya think about me watching this? And I immediately look it up before I decide.
But he's telling people to not watch the UFC thing.
Wait a minute.
I know, here we go. Oscar De La Hoya, not watch boxing. He's telling people not to watch boxing. So here he is.
The boxing match that nobody asked for, right? And the UFC event that everybody will be watching. Canelo's fighting Berlanga. Another snooze fest. They're trying to sell a pay-per-view for $90 and $500 minimum in person. It's just robbery at this point to pay for another lame Canelo fight that always goes the distance against a subpar opponent. I'll actually be attending the UFC event at the Sphere instead. So now,
He'll be Bruce Buffer's date.
Yeah. Hey, I just want to get those rich guy abs. You know what I'm saying?
Would you really get those, Mayhem, or no?
Yeah, I'm going to get those rich guy abs as soon as I get my payout, bro.
Is it worth it if everyone knows they're fake?
Yeah, bro, listen, I don't care. They're fake. You see the hot chick, the hot transsexual that he has as a girl? But I'm going to get one of those, bro. Hey, look, if you can't get a hot chick, you take a Twinkie looking dude and you invest fucking $50,000 of plastic surgery, bro, and you got yourself a hot chick suddenly.
Dude, that's crazy.
Too far.
Crazy. Crazy. But it's crazy that he's telling people to go to the UFC. I mean, him and Dana have that's crazy. I mean,
him and Dana are friends, right?
No, they hate each other. They fucking hate each other.
My enemy's enemy is my friend, right?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe he hates Canelo more.
He just siphon off money from Canelo. That's it.
And then somebody almost got into a fight with Israel Adesanya, who actually showed great restraint. I mean, this is not the guy. So this happened. Here we go. This is Israel Adesanya. You guys see this?
Nope.
No.
You forgot to there, bud. But yeah, the end box apparently, but I don't know.
Here we go.
Yeah. Okay. So the first mistake this guy is making, right, is he does not have his Crocs sport mode. Now, it's Israel Adesanya you're talking shit with, but
I mean,
I'll tell you, bud, this is a social thing, bro. This is a social thing. This is like, wait, look at that. Not in sport. You got one of the toughest fighters on earth right there. And in his fucking bat.
And then he flexed on him.
Flexes on him. What a moron. But, this is the thing, right? That when you lose a fight on TV, civilian population thinks that they can beat you up.
Right.
Right.
Like
There's no way that guy knows who he is, though, right?
Yeah, bro, I mean, how would you not know if you live in this dinky ass fucking country of like 7,000 people? How you not one of the 6 black dudes that live on it?
I give Israel credit for that because I mean, that could have went south really fast, and then Israel,
I know firsthand because when I look sober mayhem, somebody's popping off, I'll say something to them and then take off. Like, whatever, I don't need this shit. A couple of fucking whiskeys send me. Oh my God, I just slapped that guy in his fucking face. So I know you're right. He did the right thing. But if you're clear-headed, you don't make those mistakes because as a professional fighter, you realize, yeah, I can smash all these guys if I want, and you don't do it. That.
Now, Sean, you followed a guy to his house recently, or about 2 years ago. Do you regret following the guy to his house?
I only regret smacking him in front of his wife because I felt like that would be hard for their marriage to stay together after that. And that I left my driver's license there. I don't know what happened. It came out of my pocket or something because I noticed my license was missing and I was trying to figure it out. And then someone called me from the apartment complex, like the clubhouse, and said that someone had found my license, but I thought it was a trick to come get me arrested. So I sent a friend of mine to go get it, my license. But yeah, no, I was sitting in a, like literally sitting in, it was a street, but it's like going into this apartment complex, and I was pulled over the side. And so like I was like not bothering anybody, and I was texting somebody, and the guy comes up behind me and beeps me, and I just waved him like, go around, like I'm parked here, like there's plenty of room. It wasn't like a busy road. And then he pulls by and flips me off, and then like throws his hands up as he's going by, like saying stuff. So I said, okay, I just put my car in drive and followed him. I don't know what he thought was going to change between that and the 300 yards till he got to his driveway. But then I pulled out and I got out. I said, flip me off now. And he's like, what? Like he didn't know what happened. Like he completely forgot what happened. I was like, you don't remember what happened? And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then I open hand smacked him, and all of a sudden he remembered like what had happened, and he apologized. But his wife was at the door and saying she was going to call the cops or whatever. And I said, wait a minute, you might like have to call an ambulance too. But he kept apologizing and stuff. But I just, I don't know, man. I'm lucky I'm not in prison sometimes, because I get tired of people thinking that they can get away with anything in a car, like they think they can just, I followed a dude not long ago on a motorcycle I told you about too, and smacked him in the face too. And his helmet turned sideways, and then he couldn't see. And like he lost his balance and fell off his motorcycle. And I started laughing so hard. I wanted to like help him up because I didn't expect that to happen, but same deal. He zooms around me and flips me off because I was only going 45 and a 40. And then tells me to pull over to church, like starts pointing, like pull over, we can fight. And I'm like, okay, we can pull over because I have my gun too. So like I pull over, and then he takes off like out of the church. And I'm like, okay, now you're going to make me chase you. So we drove for about 15 minutes, and he thought it was long forgotten. He pulled up at a stoplight, and then he heard me tap on his helmet, and he turned to look to the side, and he got open hand slapped the shit out of him. I hope it was the same guy anyway. But no, it was definitely the same guy.
Slap the shit out you. Oh,
no, you're right though. I mean, even yesterday, it was so dumb of me to go up to the guy after I thought he was being obnoxious, heckling, and be like, why? Because I'm like, there's no winning here. Like Russell Peters had to pay $30,000 for beating up a heckler one time because the guy sued him. He had to settle out of court. It was a whole. That would just.
I love those mutual combat states, man. Like whatever it is, I don't know if it's Florida or where it is, but if you both agree to fight, the police won't do anything. That's the way it should be everywhere. People wouldn't run their mouths so much, Like if you agree to fight and you both want to fight, then I don't think it should be pressed charge, like charges pressed either way. So
and waving you on is an agreement, right?
Right. That's how I look at it.
That's the way I see it. That's it. They waved me on, man. I didn't want to disappoint him.
Show up for it either way.
So tomorrow is actually a good UFC fight. I'm actually looking forward to it. This is a good card. Do you guys know
about it? Is it a replay of another event?
No, do you guys know about it?
I haven't seen a good UFC card in a while.
No, this one's good.
Gilbert Burns.
Yeah, Gilbert Burns. So tomorrow we have first of all, Israel released a statement and reported traffic altercation with idiot. That's good. So, all right, here we go. Tomorrow schedule tonight. There's a good bare knuckle boxing fight. If you guys watch that, the champion is fighting. I guess tomorrow is to Bellator. It's Usman Nurmagomedov. It's on HBO now. If you no one even HBO.
I didn't know they were still a channel.
Douglas Lima versus Aaron Jeffrey. Yancy Medeiros. He's actually a good fighter. Bryce Meredith, who made the NCAA finals a couple times. So that's actually a pretty good Bellator card. It's in San Diego. But UFC, Gilbert Burns versus Sean Brady. Brady's the guy that has a win in submission over Craig Jones. He's only lost one fight, which was to Bilal Muhammad. That kind of ended his hype train, but he's really good. I hate the fact that Gilbert Burns is kind of a gatekeeper now. But he is one hell of a gatekeeper.
He's like sort of one-dimensional in a way that makes him beatable by some guys with other skill sets. That's why. I don't know. Maybe if he develops more of his game, then he won't be that way. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. It kind of feels bad. He's an exciting fighter though, so he'll give a good one for him.
He's also 38. I mean, isn't that kind of when it's time to wrap up?
Yeah. And then Cody Durden, we had him on the podcast. He's the one that when he beat the Chinese guy, he said, I'll send him back to China. And everyone got mad at him. But he's fighting match.
Where else was he supposed to send him?
Exactly.
Where he's from.
Oh, I think usually when you send back to China, it goes to Amazon warehouse first.
Jason, you're a genius. And then also Andre Petrowski. The undercard isn't that great. Well, I don't know but the main event's good. So Gilbert Burns, and then the next week is the Sphere. It's Sean O'Malley versus Merab, Grasso versus Shevchenko, Ortega versus Diego Lopez. Those are the 3 ones that stick out. Excited about that. So Merab posted a video of him having a cut on his eye. Dana White told him he was a fucking idiot for doing that. Now Sean O'Malley says, I'm 100% going to open up that cut.
Picture with a giant staph infection on his arm.
Yeah.
But to be honest, okay, I've been thinking about this earlier. Merab, I don't know. Give me the details because I have not watched but one of his fights. All right. I watched O'Malley's fight, so I know what I'm getting with O'Malley. But Merab, as I understand, is kind of a good wrestler, no?
Great wrestler. He goes 100% the entire fight. Never slows down. He beat Henry Cejudo his last fight. He's just one of these dudes. But he has been hurt. He's been hurt a couple of his fights. That's the only thing. He's never been finished. Almost finished a couple times. And O'Malley has so much power.
You know what? I'm going to do some more research. I know O'Malley. Well, power, yes, but in that weird snappy way where he hits you when you're not expecting it. That's how he hurts guys. He hits from these strange angles and whatnot. I don't know. I've talked a lot about O'Malley. I really respect his strange accuracy. He'll step a funny way and throw a kick or a punch from a funny angle that catches dudes off guard. But I need to look at Merab's takedowns a little more, or how Merab's been hurt, or how, I want to see before I make a decision on that fight, because I was thinking that if the takedowns are solid and the cardio is up, that he could actually derail this hype train, I don't know. What are we looking at now?
We're looking at BKFC champ Christine Ferreira, who's a monster, plans to donate her brain to further CTE research. Hopefully after she's dead. But yeah, she says,
if it's the girl that I'm thinking about, I'll happily accept some brain from her.
I don't think it is. But
whatever. It's a donation. I'll take it.
But she's awesome. She happens.
Not that, bro. I recently been accused by the women in my life of making too much frat boy humor, and people are starting to take it seriously. So I'm going to go ahead and scale it back. Stop talking about peeing on people. Stop talking about getting brain. Out of
all the things people complain about you, Jason, frat boy humor, I think is down on the list, man. I don't think.
You got it. Hey, jokes on them. I never went to fucking college.
Right.
Hilarious.
Also tonight in bare knuckle boxing, what's his name is fighting? The guy that Conor McGregor said, who the fuck is that guy?
What the fuck is that?
You know what I'm talking about.
Jeremy Stevens, right?
Jeremy Stevens is fighting tonight in bare knuckle boxing.
Who's he fighting?
I don't know who the guy he's fighting is. It's only $5 a month for bare knuckle boxing. It makes no sense. I don't know how they're staying in business.
$5 a month or free on crackstreams.com. Either one.
Say it out loud, dog. Come on, you're gonna get shit shut down.
So Israel Adesanya is gonna press charges now against that guy.
He is?
Oh my!
Good.
Charges Duplessis.
Yeah. He entered my personal space. I felt threatened. So yeah.
You know what? He should sue him for money or sue him to get his ass in the gym. You know that? And go 5 rounds.
Yeah, I agree.
That would be awesome. If you could sue somebody and force them to fight you for 5 fucking rounds, that'd be awesome.
That would be amazing. Except I would request the judge to give me three rounds with 3-minute rest periods. But other than that, that's what I would argue for. I'd be like, Judge, I want him to fight me, but I want as much rest time between rounds as I want.
Sean, how did you do sparring against Tim Sylvia?
Man, when that was before I was in the UFC, so I was not well at first, for sure. Like that was when I was had not been training for a while, wasn't planning on fighting, and then they asked for help. They need some big guys to help push me around, and then like on the ground and stuff. And they're like, "Hey, you want to spar?" And I was like, "Sure, that sounds like fun." And then we would beat the shit out of each other. So yeah, it was he was definitely more experienced than me standing up. He hits hard, man. Like he's deceptive, like he really is. He's not real technical, but you get hit by anybody that weighs 320 pounds, is 6'8" or 6'9" with a stiff jab. It's no fun, man. So.
He's undefeated in slap boxing right now.
Yeah, that's what I can't even believe they're letting him do it, man, because it's not even like the A league of the slap boxing. It's just like I can't believe there's a semi-pro slap boxing, but yeah, they're I don't even know how that's fair to let him go in there.
His wife is beautiful. Have you seen his wife?
Yeah.
Like it looks like Beauty and the Beast. Like it doesn't.
I'm sure he'd be thrilled to hear that.
Yeah, I can't imagine Tim Sylvia, like if they got married, I imagine Tim Sylvia in an Affliction tuxedo.
With his belt.
Yeah, dude. Here, let me see if I can find Tim Sylvia. Yeah, hold on, let me see. It looks like let me see if I can find his wife.
Everyone's wife, man. Yeah, get your wife out here. Let's let her do a little turn.
No, dude, Tim Sylvia's wife. I'm saying his wife is beautiful. Like I don't think he's gonna get mad at her. Yeah, very pretty girl. Good. Go Kim Sylvia.
And you don't take home to mother.
So what, Jason? What do you got coming up? Are you in New Jersey right now?
I'm not there yet. I'm like taking off fucking ASAP. So thank you guys for having me. I'm going to New Jersey. If you are there, holler at me.
Where?
Fucking Larchmont, I think it's called. Bro, I don't know. Listen, I don't have stand-up comedy dates yet. All right. I'm going to sign autographs of my old stuff, fight shorts, and this kind of shit. So I'm really excited. It's something that I like agree to months and months and months
ago.
Man,
whatever. People are paying you to get your autograph. Fucking, you did something right.
It was like before that I was busy when I agreed.
Remember back in the day when things weren't going so well and someone hired you to do a upstate New York thing, and the guy told me that you were missing, and then next thing I know, like the whole place was looking for you, and like it was like an MMA event in some guy's backyard, and then like they're like, dude, like it became like the Mayhem show. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't remember what the hell you're talking about.
It was like some like local promotion in upstate New York, and they hired you.
Hey, that guy is back in the mix, dog. He wants me to come up to another event.
What did you do though? But I go, how's it going with Mayhem up there? And he was like, not good or something. And then you were missing or something. Like what happened?
Listen, I think the weed just started getting real strong back then. And I don't know, all over it, bro. I was all over it.
What were you hired to do? What did they hire you for?
I don't know, but part of the festivities included me taking a fucking souped up old Ford truck and burning fucking donuts around like a street takeover. That was part of it. So street takeover, I think that was a Mayhem street takeover. Yeah. The guys are cool up there, but I did get lost for like 45 minutes. I think I got lost in some upstate New York girl's panties. I could be wrong, though.
Dude, oh God. And then Don, tomorrow you're in the Hall of Fame tomorrow, right?
That's part. Then how are you my emergency contact? Like, why are they calling you to help me?
They were calling me, and it was like they said that you basically took the car and you were doing. I don't think that was actually part of the thing. I think you just started taking the car and started doing wheelies and shit. I don't think that was actually the event.
You misunderstood. That wasn't part of what he was hired to do. Yeah, hard to do wheelies.
I'm pretty sure you were hired to commentate on a fucking amateur MMA event, and it was not to do wheelies with the car.
The jet clear. That's all I remember.
He did more than he bargained for. Like he gave him an extra show beyond the commentating.
Exactly. I gave her $1,500 worth of excitement.
Like that had nothing to do with you with the cars. Like they were all. I heard the whole town was chasing you in the car.
Yeah. That was a good time. I can't wait. Hey, we're going back, baby. Upstate New York. Here I come. As soon as you know what? I got to call this guy right after this podcast to go to. Hey, he's calling me back for round 2. So apparently I did a good job. The townspeople had a great time of mayhem. We're going to do it again.
This is like and then I remember in Vegas, you were hired to rap in a boxing ring.
Yeah, I did a rap concert. Yeah, I killed it too, bro. I fucking killed it. I was rapping, bro. Yeah, the fans loved it, dog. I don't know what the hell. That was a good ass time. Yeah.
Were there any donuts performed at any point?
Not that time, because Vegas cops are dicks, bro. Okay.
Because he led the parade. It was the whole town chasing him in their cars. It wasn't a fucking parade. It was like fucking Grand Theft Auto Binghamton.
Fucking
Binghamton
on a parade.
And then Don, tomorrow you're going to the bare knuckle boxing bouncer Hall of Fame, right?
No, bodyguard. It's bare knuckle fighter / bodyguard Hall of Fame.
Bare knuckle boxing bodyguard Hall of Fame in Glendale.
Yeah, in Glendale, correct. Yeah. Glad you reminded me where it's at. Yeah, I forgot.
I called them yesterday. I go, where are you flying into? You're like, I don't know, wherever they take me. I'm like, you're buying the ticket.
Don's gonna parachute in.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Podcast. Mayhem is leading a fucking 30-person car chase. Fucking Don is parachuting in. Sean's chasing people over fucking parallel parking to their houses and slapping them. Bill, what do you got coming up, Bill?
Nothing is exciting. I'm in Chandler, Arizona right now. Mic drop.
Yeah, buddy.
Nice. That's awesome. And then Sean?
I got nothing going on, man. Just doctor's appointments and same old stuff. So.
Next week I'll be in Minnesota at the House of Comedy next Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And tonight in Brea at the Brea Improv. Thank you guys. You guys are the best. Take care, guys.